Cue the elevator music. You know why this happened, bro? Because it's a fucking Canon. Wouldn't have dramas like this with the Sony people.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. I've started something now.
It's the wars.
Nah, I mean, Canons are pretty cool, I guess.
They all do the same thing.
Do they? Do they, though? I feel like the battle between Canon and Sony, or Sony and anything really, is kind of like, you know, iPhone to Galaxy kind of situation.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Galaxy? Samsung. Yeah, Samsung. Yeah. Are we filming?
Yeah, we're back.
Is it filming?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's filming. Yeah. I don't get, for some reason on the Ninja, I don't get the like red line
Mine doesn't do that either.
around the screen anymore.
Mine doesn't do that either.
I did a shoot at a gym.
Why does that happen?
And I think maybe the pin's fucked.
Okay.
Yeah. But the red light on the back of the camera is going, so that's all good.
That always happens with mine too. And whenever I'm filming at home, I'll have it on me, and then I'll press record. Then I'm like, is it fucking recording though?
Yeah.
Anyway,
so Sony versus Canon.
I shouldn't open that can of worms.
I'm fucking.
I can't, like,
How do you
look-
find the skin tones on the Sony?
Sony. I know it's not as milky and as tan as you would like on a Canon, but that's
That's all right.
I get it. What I like about a Sony is I like the. See if you can put it down to like Tarantino to like a kind of Michael Bay kind of vibe. You know what I mean? I
Right.
feel like Sony's the Michael Bay.
Okay.
The teals, the blues, the blacks,
Yeah.
the sharp
yeah,
whites,
yeah,
and then, you
yeah.
know, the Tarantino.
That's a good way of describing it.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like
And
what
the Tarantino's like the Canons.
Yeah. I started with a Canon, bro.
Oh.
I don't even know what it was, to be honest. 300D, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started with that. And, like, that was, like, I had fucking no idea what I was doing with it, bro. Just auto, point, shoot, you know what I mean? But I did notice, especially when I started to get into video, just how much more I liked the Sonys. And, yeah, particularly because of just those, just the small tones. But also I kind of, yeah, I don't know really. I can't shit on Canons or.
Whenever I tell people, I'm like, you need to go into a shop and you just try it out.
Yeah.
See what you like.
Yeah.
My biggest thing has always been the menu system because I've had Sonys,
Yeah, okay.
I've had Fujis,
Yeah.
I've had Panasonics,
Yeah.
and I just prefer the Canon menu system.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So it's like easy for me to use.
Functionally speaking,
Yeah,
it's easy for you
functionally,
to go.
and like you don't have to go so far down into
Yeah.
the menu tree to get
Yeah.
to the bit that you need to get to.
Oh, yeah, it gets deep sometimes.
Yeah, it gets deep,
It
bro.
gets real
Sony
deep
gets
sometimes.
deep. So, it's just what your preference is.
Yeah. There was a long time too where I didn't really delve too much into that. You know, I kind of fucked with my normal settings and I didn't really go into it too much. But
Yeah.
the longer I've had it, and you know, the more I'm sort of progressing in photography and videography, the more I'm kind of diving into it. And like I will say, it is crazy. Like you're saying, it goes deep into the Sony menu sometimes, but there are so many amazing functions in it. Like,
Yeah. And Sony's been for a long time the number one or like spoken about number one for like video work.
Yeah.
And then Canon's been number one for like photography stuff,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I've mentioned this a couple of times to mates and people on the podcast. The number one film that I saw last year was The Creator, and that shit was shot
Sony.
on an FX3.
Yeah, bro. Good movie.
It is a great movie.
It kind of fizzled out towards the end for me, to be honest. I feel like they could have taken it somewhere else. But, I mean, cinematically speaking, and even just the soundtrack on it as well.
Yeah.
Like, fucking amazing. I love that guy. What's his name? He was the lead character. He was from Tenet as well.
Yeah.
He's a sick.
Yeah.
He's dope. Love
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah, I'm so keen for June.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna get so hard at that shit, man. I'm gonna get so fucking hard. Do you smoke?
I look. I do have medicinal marijuana.
Yeah, medicinal
script
marijuana. Shit, that shit blows my brains out, bro.
for my back.
Yep. Ooh, back injuries. Now we're on the topic, brother.
Yeah.
Tell me your ailments.
Oh well, that shit happened like 19 years ago.
Man, how old are you?
How old do I look?
I mean, Asian genetics, so I know.
I look so much younger without the facial hair.
Yeah. Oh shit! That's that's what it is. You fucking shaved your beard. There you go. Yeah, nice. And Asian genetics. I know you're gonna be older than you look because you don't look that old. Like you don't look that old at all.
Yeah.
I'd say like, I don't know, like mid-30s.
Ah.
Mid-30s. But but knowing you got 2 kids.
Yeah, it's
like
not
maybe like early 40s.
Like I'm 45 this year.
You're 45 this year.
This year.
Yeah, Asian genetics, bro.
Yeah.
How old do I look? Yeah, be nice. I was just real fucking nice to you.
I would say, based on what you've told me,
Yeah, what you know.
I reckon 28.
28?
Yeah.
32. 32. Asian genetics, bro.
It's Asian genetics.
Asian genetics.
This shit don't age.
I know.
Although I do know that particularly Asian women when they reach 60, there's 2 paths, right?
Yeah, okay.
The first path is shit goes downhill and they age like that. Or they do what's happened to my mum and they go like that.
Really?
And they fucking go gangster.
Yeah, shit. I feel
Like
like
old money gangster shit.
really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, fuck, I hope that happens to me, bro, because, back injuries. So the weed helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I got back dramas too, man.
Yeah.
I think for so long of just doing shitty jobs, like I was concreting, bricklaying, all that shit.
Yeah. Well, I did it. I bent over to tie my shoelace.
Is that how you did it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I didn't even do it at the gym.
Fuck.
Or like doing anything heavy. So
Is it? And it's like, what'd you do? Like,
I think it's my C4 on the left side. Like it just kind of, it's not a perforated disc, it's not a bulging disc.
Yeah.
It's a perforated disc.
yeah, okay.
So my back is like twisted.
Yep.
And so my body compensates by tilting my hips.
Yeah, okay.
And then like
Do you find the weed helps?
look, yes and no.
Yeah.
I find that because I've lived with it for such a long time, like I just do things to like manage and kind of try to build up my core and maintain core and all of that. And there was probably about 9 years ago, I was walking around like a downhill skier.
Oh shit.
And I tried to, like I saw lots of different medical professions, like chiros, osteos, homeopathic.
Yeah.
I tried like, remedial massage. Nobody could fix me.
That's always the fucking way.
Yeah,
bro.
no one can fix me.
Yeah.
And then someone in my at my corporate job, they were like, well, look, medical professionals are like tradies. Sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you get bad ones.
Mhm.
So maybe you should go back and try to find a good chiro. I was like, okay. Anyway, I got onto this chiro in the city. First thing she did, which was fantastic because they had the facility there, x-ray my back.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
X-ray my back and could actually tell me what the fuck was going on. And then took her 7 weeks, twice a week, to get me standing upright. And I was like, oh, fuck, that shit's hard.
See, I mean, I would always have dramas with my back, but it would always change. Like it was my like piriformis in my glute, and when that would go, the opposite side in my back would go.
Yeah.
And I just put it down to the work that I was doing for such a long time. And then I started doing MMA. I started doing mixed martial arts, and that was amazing because there was so much functional movement in there, along with getting hit in the face and stuff, which is fun. But there was so much functional movement in there that I felt really, really good. I did 2 bodybuilding competitions when I was younger. And I think that as well did a lot of damage in the sense of I was doing stupidly heavy deadlifts. I was doing stupidly heavy squats, you know.
Were you natty?
Fuck yeah, I was natty, bro. I was so natty.
That's good to know.
Bro, Dad being in the Navy, and he was a doctor. Like, so he was a doctor in the Navy. So
Right.
he was very, very strong in the sense of, you know, he would see me. I was fully into the gym. Like, I did 1 or 2 competitions, and he would come home and he'd be like, "You know, the fucking steroids, eh?" I'm like, "No, Dad." And the coach that I had at the same time as well, like, you know, I had brought it up with him because this was always going to be in the back of your mind. Everyone else around me was doing it. I was 23 years old for my first one, and he's like, "Look, you have a very, very good natural physique. You don't need to do steroids." And I knew I was the type where if I went off and I had a binge on the weekend, you know, I ate chocolate, Macca's, whatever, I would break out in very, very deep pimples on my face. So I knew knowing what I knew about steroids, I knew that if I was going to do steroids, I was going to break out in pimples everywhere.
Yeah.
And fuck, man, I got all the emotions. I'm an extremely emotional person, so I didn't want to play with my hormones in any way.
Yeah.
So I said I would do my first 2 competitions naturally. I did. And then I said if I was ever to compete again, I'm getting on the gear. Like, I'm getting on the gear and I'm going to get fucking massive.
Not that we're promoting steroids.
Not that we're promoting steroids, no. But I never did end up getting on stage again. I got into my MMA, and that was amazing. It was so much fun. But because I got so immersed in the MMA, I stopped lifting to the extent that I was.
Yeah. Because it's more functional.
So much more functional.
Like,
running.
You need to do more functional training to get good at MMA, right?
Cardio. So
Yeah.
I completely dropped the weights. I was doing so much cardio.
I fucking hate cardio.
You know what? I hate cardio, but I think that's also why I love it, because I feel like if I'm being a lazy piece of shit and then I go and run 4Ks, I'm like, fuck yeah, you're a sick cunt. Like, you didn't want to do it, you did it. And
it's a mindset.
it is.
It's a mindset
It
shift.
is, man. But inevitably my back ended up going out again, I think mainly because of the jiu-jitsu. You know, like having, you know, shooting for a takedown and having someone sprawl on top of you, and then you try to get back up with the weight on them on you, it would go a couple of times, you know. Or I had someone, I was picking them up, trying to pull them back, my back would go. And then I was sparring with someone, I went to throw a body rip, and they kind of stepped and turned into it. So when I hit them, I hit their hip, and my arm wasn't at, like, you know, a full swing. It was kind of in like an awkward angle here, and then my shoulder kind of popped a little bit, and I was like, oh, I felt a bit weird. And then I went straight into a jiu-jitsu class after that, and then I got armbarred, and then after that, my shoulder was done. Like, it was done. And then I slowly kind of faded out of it. I stopped doing my MMA, and I started lifting weights a lot more, and I'm in like a good happy medium now where I'm running, I'm still doing my functional training, but I'm also lifting quite heavy quite frequently.
Yeah.
To the point where my body feels good again.
Yeah.
But
and that's the best thing. Like, if you can find something that will just make your body feel good again as you get older, then that's the best best time period that you could be in.
Which is essentially the thing. Like, everyone's going to the gym these days going, oh yeah, you know, I'm eating this many calories, I'm eating my protein, I'm lifting every day, and it's like, yeah, but like longevity speaking, like, you know, optimally what would be good for you is eating a good diet, running, doing functional training, and lifting enough, you know, that your body is moving, but not necessarily to the point of bodybuilding, you know what I mean? And right at that, like now, where I'm at now, I just want longevity, man. I don't want to feel fucking sore when I get out of bed, you know, like...
You got to be a little bit sore when you get out of bed.
I'm always fucking sore when I get out of bed, bro.
But not real painful shit.
Yeah. But, how do we get... Oh, the weed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just like smoking weed. Like... It's not often. It's maybe 3 times a week, depending on just depending on how my week plays out. I don't like to smoke before a big day because I can be a little bit hazy the next day. But because of my ADHD, I feel like everything's out here. Like, all my ideas, and like, for people listening and for yourself, you can probably, like, obviously it's a podcast, but conversations are just going left, right, and center. You know, we're tangent this way, segue that way. But when I'm working at the desk, I feel like I have all these ideas and all these jobs and everything's out here. And then when I get high, everything kind of just lines up.
Gotcha.
And then I can hyper focus and get one thing done.
Yeah.
And I would always, like, when I was younger, I'd go out with the boys and, you know, get on the cocaine or whatever like that. I would always be very mellow, very chill. And everyone's always like, oh, Biz, you all right? Like, you good? You having a good time? I'm like, I'm pretty fucking chill, to be honest. Like, it was almost like it had the opposite effect to me. Everyone was buzzing and wired, and I was really mellow.
Yeah.
Then, they prescribe Ritalin for ADD and ADHD, which is essentially speed.
Yeah.
And then when I smoke weed, all the boys sit on the couch like, oh, fuck, yeah, let's watch a movie, whatever. And I'm kind of just like, I'm real talkative, I'm real chatty. I'm like, let's do something. So like, I'm a very functional high.
Yeah.
Where it kind of just focuses my shit, but it also like, it makes me super annoying, super hyperactive, super annoying. But downside to smoking weed, you eat a lot of snacks.
I mean, but that's where the training comes into it.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm training. I'm such a fat dog, man. Had like 2 choc chip cookies last night, considering a third.
Only 2.
Bro, these were not small chocolate chip cookies.
We're talking about like pizza size.
No, that's not fucking pizza size. It's like a small dinner plate size cookie. Coles cookies, man. Coles cookies are the best cookies going around.
All right.
You shop at Coles?
No, Woolies. I know they're in
I should have guessed a fucking Canon. You shoot on a Canon. You shoot on a Canon. You shop at Woolies. Fuck me, man.
Mate, it's just on this side of Southland. Like,
it's close. Is that why?
It all comes down to proximity to me. Ease and proximity.
Taylor's tried getting me going to Taylor, my fiance. She tried getting me going to fucking Aldi, man. Fuck Aldi.
I tried.
I get it, but like,
I tried. For me,
just the layout of the shop.
Oh no, it's not even the layout's fine. Like
it's
the layout actually reminds me of like in the 80s. When we lived in Brunei.
Yeah, okay.
Like you're going to like grocery shopping there. Yeah. It's kind of like that. But for me, like if I'm going to put something in my mouth, I want it to taste good, and I want to know that it's quality.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm too old.
It's Aldi, bro. Say less.
I'm too old not to fucking have quality.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
You get to a point where you just don't want shit anymore.
Yeah. And I was talking about this the other day when we made
That's why I shoot with Canon.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean, they're not horrible. I can't.
Nah, it's not. So the R5.
Yeah.
I've taken over in 2 years.
Yeah.
Over 500,000 photos.
God dang.
And it's still going.
God dang. Well, wait. So how long? When did you buy that?
Like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Going strong.
Yeah.
Small rig body cage too. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
So what about creative blocks? Like, how do you deal with creative blocks?
I get high. Fucking smoke a joint, bro. Smoke a joint, watch some anime, and the shit just pours out of me.
Wow.
I honestly, I could be sitting on the couch watching a movie at night, and then I'll see a small frame or just a small scene, and I'm like, oh, wow, that looks cool. But no. Okay, so yeah, creative blocks. I mean, I definitely have. I honestly don't think that I have creative blocks.
Okay.
I think my mind is so loud. I'm never really in the place where I'm like, oh, creatively speaking, I don't have any ideas or anything to think about. But I definitely have moments where I feel like the start of this year, I felt like, oh shit, why am I busy enough?
Yeah.
Why don't I have enough work? Then you throw out a collab here and there, sort of thing, to try and pick things up, and then I was in that moment. I felt like, oh, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Why is like do people not like my work? And I had all this self-doubt and all this shit going on. But then inevitably, a week, 2 weeks later, work started coming in. I'm like, holy fucking shit! I've booked in way too much shit. Like, and I was saying no to jobs. But I think
it's a good thing to say no to jobs.
It definitely is.
Or just like push out the date in which you're trying to do stuff.
100%. And I think in that time where I was having a creative block, or I felt like business was coming to a slow, I think I was a little bit worried at first, and then I kind of realized it was kind of like a bit of a blessing having that time to kind of, rather than doing the jobs given to you or doing the jobs that people want you to do, it kind of, I had a little bit of time of panic where, why am I busy? But then I kind of went into a bit of a phase where I was like, no, you know what, cool. Okay, I can focus on some projects that I want to do, and I can offer a collab or two and then work on some projects that I want to do. So I think in that sense, I think creative blocks are good every now and then because they kind of give you like a new perspective. Or if you have a creative block, it might be because you are doing the jobs that are handed to you from those paid clients that you're not actually using your own creative to think, what do I want to be doing? So I think a majority of the time in the model sense, when they come to me, they obviously see my work and they want to do something similar. But then obviously you have your clients sometimes that they come through and they want to do a certain thing. But that's kind of my favorites. When I have a client come to me and they're like, I want to do a shoot with them, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what kind of vibe are you thinking? And they're like, whatever you think, and then I can go into
when they hand over the creative,
they just give you full creative
ability,
power. And you go through, you scroll through their account, you have a look at a couple of their photos, get a kind of vibe as to who they are, what they like, and then you can kind of go from there. And that I find is what I like so much about it, because it gets my creative flowing. You know what I mean? Not just in the sense of, oh, okay, cool, I've had a good idea and I'm gonna give it to this person. Because it might not necessarily work for them. Like, like some positions putting a model in to pose for work really well for some. Others it doesn't. That's just how it is.
Exactly.
You spend 5-10 minutes working with a model, you can figure out relatively quickly what's going to work for them, what's going to make them look good, and what they're comfortable with doing as well.
I think it also depends on like body type as well.
Yeah.
And like whether or not they've got the flexibility or like whether or not you can tell it's going to like suit the energy that they've got.
100%.
Either from past photos or like even like on the day.
Yep, 100%.
Because like if someone doesn't have the right mindset, then it's kind of not really great. If it doesn't gel.
Yeah, if they come in close-minded sometimes, definitely. Like I like to say to my model sometimes, like some of the most awkward feeling positions can make for some of the best looking photos.
Yeah.
Like it might be an awkward as fuck position and you put them into this position, you can see they're kind of like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like
he's never getting me into that position where my leg is up like that.
It's a good thing I'm on my shoes.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to be seen caught in socks, But yeah, creative block speaking, I think so. I think it's great. You've got a process and an approach. Yeah.
But what's also interesting is, a couple of minutes ago you were talking about having self-doubt and imposter syndrome and like all of that. And then now to hear you say that, like maybe you took on a little bit too much work and you had to say no to stuff. It's kind of like, I'm sorry, but you're fucking doing it.
Yeah, I know.
You are doing it.
I know.
And you're killing it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And like that, I don't know. Like I've mentioned this a couple of times on different podcasts, but like reason I'm doing this podcast is I'm giving back to the community that I love so much, and I'm putting the focus on you guys.
Yeah.
And shining the light on you and bringing your story to life.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. It's just nice to be on a podcast solely around creatives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what's so cool about this. But yeah, thank you. I definitely still have, pinch yourself kind of moments.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hang on a minute. Yeah, man. Like you're fucking doing good. You know what I mean? And it's just something that like again, like I've done every single fucking job there is to think of. And for such a long time I was thinking, I'm a dud, I just don't like working. Whereas, my boss would say, oh, does anyone want to do an hour overtime? I'd be like, hell no, I'm doing an hour. An hour overtime.
I got an ounce to smoke at home. I ain't doing her.
Man, an ounce would last me a year, bro.
Oh. Well, that's good to know.
Yes. No, nah, man. Now I'll work Friday nights. I'll work Saturdays. I'll work Sunday mornings. Like it does not matter to me. Like any job, any day, I'll do it, bro.
Other than the smoking the weed, everything that you said just kind of like resonates with me. And it's almost like you're my mini twin.
Yeah, well, Asian unagi.
Like, I was in banking and finance.
Yeah, were you really?
Yeah, like when I first moved to Melbourne, I said to my mate, if I don't find a job in 2 weeks, I'm just going to keep traveling the East Coast because I haven't seen the East Coast.
Yep.
That was in 2001, and within a week and a half, I got a job at a bank.
Yep.
Before that, I was living in Perth.
Oh, you're in Perth.
And I was doing like hospitality, I did like crowd control.
Geez, you've done it all.
Arc welding at a stage and lighting company.
Shit.
Like worked at Blockbuster, like
But
all this type of stuff.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Like in school, you're taught, do the VCAL course, do a pre-apprenticeship.
Yeah.
As soon as you leave school, get an apprenticeship, get a career behind you, and I've seen so many of my friends do that. I've seen so many of my friends leave school with a trade, and they're still doing that now. And for me, I did feel like, what's wrong with me? Everyone else has sort of done this, but I am so glad that I've done so many different jobs.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have, if I had stayed in that one job, fuck man,
Yeah.
Doing the same old boring shit every fucking day.
And I think as creatives, because we're self-taught, we naturally have that self-doubt because we're and that imposter syndrome because we naturally go, I don't really know what I'm doing. Am I even worth it?
Yeah, it's because you're backing yourself.
Yeah.
You're backing yourself. There's no education. There's no schooling. There's no one there's no like career job title. It's just you doing you, which is scary. Yeah. But if you give up, you're never gonna make it, man.
Yeah.
But if you try, you might. You might make it.
Exactly.
You might get what you want to get out of it.
Well, you have to back yourself to actually give yourself an opopportunity to make it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not even doing that,
if you never try, you'll never know.
Yeah.
You never try, you'll never know, bro.
It's kind of like whenever I hear people like talk about themselves or put themselves down, my initial response to that is you should never do that.
Yeah.
Because everybody else will do that for you.
Yes, that's so true.
So your self-talk is so important.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of stuff about self-affirmation and talking affirmations at yourself in the mirror and all of this type of stuff. It's all true, man.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, it's energy that you are projecting to yourself.
Bro,
and giving yourself.
I preach this all the time, especially with my models, even with my partner sometimes, everyone does it, but I do think that girls do it to themselves much more, especially if you're shooting. Like, you be on a shoot, you take a couple of photos and they look amazing, and then there's just a lot of self-doubt in the model. And I always say to them, imagine if you were back in high school and you were going to school every day and there was a bully. And every time you got to school, that bully was telling you, shit, you're not good enough, you're ugly, all these horrible, horrible things. And they tell you that every single day. You're going to believe it. If you are saying the
Holy
same...
shit, you're bringing up some childhood trauma here.
Emotional damage. No, but the girls do it. And I say to them, I'm like...
No, I mean for me.
Oh, for yourself?
Yeah, for me. It's some fucking emotional damage, all right?
But that's the thing, though. Exactly. You have emotional damage from a bully telling you that every single day, and the girls will say it to themselves. And I say, imagine how much worse it is that it's not some external person saying these things to you, but it's yourself. You're telling yourself that you're not good enough. You're telling yourself that you're gonna, it's not, like you said, the positive affirmations.
Yeah.
If you wake up every morning and you fucking full Dave Goggins yourself, and you tell yourself you're gonna fucking carry the boats and all this bullshit, you're gonna have an amazing day. If you wake up and you tell yourself negative shit, it's going to be a negative day.
It's the only thing I can hear when I'm doing cardio at the gym.
Right.
David Goggins going, stop being a bitch.
Right. He's an intense dude.
He's just...
Did you see him when he was ringside for Tony Ferguson?
Yeah.
Come on, Tony. Remember what we did, Tony? Remember that day in the gym, Tony? Like, how could he have lost with Goggins in your corner, man?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, I'm going to smash this motherfucker for you, Goggins. I got you. Oh, he's a legend.
So, what's plans for 2024 for you?
Brother, I have plans, but at the end of the day, I'm just a cat chasing a bag, flowing in the wind. You know what I'm saying?
They do call me the cat herder.
The cat herder. Well,
Considering it's Felix.
you know what? I might not even be the cat. No, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
if you're the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, the cat herder.
You know what? I might not even be the cat. I'm probably just a bag floating in the wind, bro. Like, that's the best way to put it. But I do have a couple of things lined up for this year. Like, you would have seen I recently went to the Gold Coast.
Yes.
I am going to be going to Cairns soon. I am going to be going to Bali soon as well.
Wee.
I'll probably be going to Bali,
Oof.
I dare say, 3 times this year.
Okay.
So I have a good friend. This is kind of like a little bit of an exclusive.
Warning. Hang on.
No. You can. What are we doing? What's happened? You flipping them DJ switches over there?
Can you hear that?
I can hear. What can you hear?
Don't worry.
What are you doing? Oh, the beep. I heard the beep that time. Oh shit, people. Nice. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Bali.
Bali.
Same,
Bali,
but
Bali,
different. Oh, no,
Bali.
that's Thailand.
That is Thailand. Racist.
Anyway,
Yes.
So Bali.
So Bali.
So we're
this
talking
year.
about the things that you got going on this year. So
Things.
you got a friend in Bali.
So I've got a friend here. But he's recently purchased some land in Bali.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Is he Balinese?
He's not Balinese.
Oh, so
no.
his partner is, because that's the only way.
No, he's his sister. His sister has some property in Bali. She's got some connections. They're big dogging it. But anyway, so he's actually going to be opening up a Supercross track.
Right.
So I mean, he needed me there for some drone services, but had my own idea to sort of just document it all. You know, he's so this is one of my G's that I've grown up with since I was about 15, 14 years old, and you know, he left Frankston. He's lived on the peninsula his whole life, and he left during COVID, and he moved to Gold Coast. Lived in Gold Coast for a year, was going to come back, said fuck it, ended up staying another year, bought a house. He Airbnb'd that house out, which has just enabled him to do so much traveling. Upon traveling, you know, he kind of came to terms that, you know,
That's so fucking cool.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is the project that I'm going to be doing. So it's basically going to be a documentary on just his life, pretty much in the lead up to this moment, and then the
Fuck you! I hate it already. Fuck you! You said documentary. I was like, fuck you.
This is going to be it's going to be worth the watch, bro. It's going to be.
I know.
Yeah, it's going to
Because I've seen your work.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm like, holy shit! And you're fucking doing this project
It'll be so because he's sort of still
all
in the
on one
process.
camera as well.
All on one fucking camera, bro. All on the one. Actually, maybe I'll treat myself. Get another one for the trip.
Yeah, just go Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Oh God, Taylor's gonna see this and have a heart attack now. She'll be like, "Oh fuck, you're gonna spend more money on a camera." Yeah. So it's just gonna be really cool to just document the whole shaking of hands and the process of building and opening a Supercross track in Bali.
Yeah.
Where he wants to build. I think there is only one other. Also, I think there's 2 in Bali at the moment. But one of them that is over there is having a lot of issues with just the noise. It's very close to residents and other Airbnbs and hotels and whatnot. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Bali will be coming up. I will be doing some more travel with Keegan Thornhill from Team Indomitable. There's a few competitions on this year. So potentially Japan, Dubai, Thailand.
Fuck.
Gold Coast, yeah. So, which all of those I will be traveling with a client. But obviously I'm going to stick around Dubai and fucking Japan and trying to organize some of my own, you know, privates as well. So,
got to make worth the trip,
yeah,
like, for yourself, right?
100%, man. But yeah, I have a very. I'm just winging it, man. You know what I mean? Like, I love this, and every day I'm discovering something new that I enjoy about this. But end goal, I mean, I would love to be able to open up my own studio. There are so many amazing studios around the area, but I want to do some fucked up shit in a studio. I want smoke machines.
I've got a smoke machine.
Do you really? Fuck yeah!
I got mist in a can as well.
Mist in a can. I've seen those.
Yeah,
are they good?
It's all right. It's all right.
I feel like for like some nice cinema photography, like kind of like video, it'd be cool to use.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to like, and I'm not saying like I'm going to buy a space. You know, when my partner and I buy our own house, you know, I'd love to sort of have a double garage and have half of the garage just as a studio.
Yeah.
Where creatives like yourself can come, you know, and shoot. But like, I want to have it, I don't want it to be just your standard sort of colored backdrops, white backdrop, you know, a couple of lights. I want it to be a space where people can get creative. I want to have like box mirror setups, light bars. I want to have a projector as well. You know, just somewhere where you can come and, for me personally, but also anyone else that wants to use it, if you have any idea, like do it. You know, if you want to drop slime on the model, you know, wrap her up in plastic, whatever, do it. Like I want it to be that. I want it to be that kind of space. And again, one for people to use, but also just myself, because I have so many ideas sometimes, but just the space to be able to kind of do it, it's a bit hard, you know. Like
I have always thought about having my own studio, particularly when because and we'll get on to who inspires you, but there's a couple of European photographers that I consistently watch. And one of them, Sasha Leyendecker, he runs Loft Studios in Cologne.
Yep.
And it's fucking mental.
Yeah.
And it's just like fully decked out, like leather, like European, lofty kind of studio vibes, right? And then I was talking to Sylvie Sia. She's a traveling international model. I've shot her a couple of times.
Yep.
And she's shot with him, and she was like, "Yeah, that's the loft is like it's pretty sweet. It actually has accommodation there,
really,
for traveling models.
That's a very smart idea.
And he runs workshops and runs a magazine and like all this. And I'm like, fuck these Europeans.
Damn, yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
People getting busy, man. Like that's the crazy thing too. Like every time you think you're hustling and you're doing something busy, it's always someone doing something crazier. Like, but that's what's good too. You know, like you see like how much people are doing. You're like, shit. Like I could kick it up a gear. You know what I mean?
It's one of the reasons why I guess I'm consistently just like pushing myself because I see other people doing it, and I'm like, well, if they've done it, surely I can work it out. And like, if I can't work it out, I'll just go to Google, or I'll just go and watch someone else do it. You know, and then I'll slowly work stuff out.
Yeah, you figure it out.
But I find a lot of inspiration from the guys overseas. Only a few people like yourself here in Australia.
Thank you.
You know, because you've got your own style, and Corey's got his own style, and you know, but like some of these Russian dudes.
Oh, I was gonna say the Russians, bro. They're on another fucking level, man. They're on another level.
I mean, look, they could be in Ukraine, but anyway, like.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
Just the shit that they do, it's so grimy and grungy, but at the same time, they make it look so luxe and like, yeah, that's really good. There's one, fuck, I can't remember his name now, but there is one that I follow. It's probably one that
Sean Archer. That's not his real name.
No, it wasn't Sean Archer. I'll see if I can find some of his stuff. But yeah, man, you're right. Europeans, man, they're doing some wild shit out there.
And then the one. There's a couple of American guys, Eames, Alexander, Mike Tang, Orangutan, and then Gabe, I think it is.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And Ads.
So, oh, shit, sorry.
A couple of American guys that I just like consistently follow because they just like come up with some stuff. It's like crazy.
This is, I don't even know how you would fucking say this. Like you literally can't pronounce this. But this was a shoot. This was a shoot that I saw. This one was wild, bro. It just keeps getting crazier. Isn't that just insane?
Fuck. That's like Alien.
Yeah, bro.
Alien.
Yeah,
inspired.
crazy. But yeah, like that's essentially the kind of shit that I would love
Yeah.
to, it's just something like that in the studio, and to be able to bring like other creatives in, they could do, the makeup like that, or the prop design like that, and just have everyone kind of collate into that one sort of shot or that one sort of shoot.
My biggest fear of having a studio though is actually having to sign a lease.
Yeah, that's it.
And like have that commitment.
Ruslan, this fella. Have a quick scroll through there. He does some cool videos. He does some cool shit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Russians. From Russia with love.
They just I think the Europeans have an advantage because obviously it's an older established community.
Yep.
And they've been doing like art nude, paintings and stuff like that for a very long time. For a very long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
And it was seen as kind of like not so much like this elitism, but it was the artsy side of society that then got popular because it was different.
Yeah.
And I think because it's been going on for such a long time is also the reason why it's so accepted. Whereas here we're a bit conservative.
Yeah.
We're all stuck on an island. It's a convict community, and like
just a bunch of convicts. Just a bunch of convicts.
And and then it's kind of like I don't know. it's very tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
And you see it, right? Like, did you know about Hugh Jackman before he went to the US and did Wolverine?
Yeah.
Did you know about his theater dance performances? No, you didn't.
No, not until he got out there and did it.
Not until he got out there and he got Wolverine, and then everyone's like, "Oh, fucking Hugh Jackman, yeah, he's Aussie. Like, we'll claim him."
Yeah, fuck Hugh Jackman, he's the sickest cunt.
Kylie Minogue had to go to the fucking UK, right? And then the big one, like Chris Hemsworth, was on fucking Home and Away.
Yeah, and Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
yeah. And then as soon as they travel, go to somewhere different, they're recognised differently.
Correct.
Yep. Yeah. No, you're right. You're not wrong.
So it's I just wish that more people here like supported each other more.
Yeah.
But the reality is that for all those things I just mentioned.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to, I think, because like I don't know, like this is from an outward perspective. Like other people, like I think because of OnlyFans, it's kind of desensitized people in a way to, for me, even if I'm shooting content for a model for OnlyFans, it's still art to me.
Yeah.
Like it's still art, but there are a lot of people that will just say, "Oh, it's OnlyFans." You know what I mean? Like, so then they kind of preference it as that. And I think because OnlyFans has become so popular, it can we can kind of get categorized into that with a certain group a lot. Whereas there are going to be people like us that are going to see work like that we do, and it's going to be like, that's art. That's creatively speaking, that's two people creating something amazing. But then there is going to be a lot of people that are just going to put it down to, oh, it's just like OnlyFans kind of content. You know what I mean? And like I have conversations with friends sometimes that are like, oh, is it just OnlyFans stuff? I'm like, well, no, it's not. You know, like I'm creating something. Like this is art to both of us. Like to both of us. This is I've made something with this model that we both view as art. Like it's not just what you, but those, those kind of situations and those kind of people, you just kind of.
And it's like, and I've had all those conversations as well, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that it's art, but it's, for me, I don't know. I guess I kind of, I don't care what anybody else thinks except for the person that I'm working with.
100%.
Right. And if I get good feedback from them, I've done my job.
100%.
Right.
Yep.
And so what's interesting is like I'll shoot escorts. I'll like take photos for escorts, right? And I had this one escort who she just kept coming back for like more photos, right? And I was like, sweet. And then like 6 months goes past, didn't hear from her. And then she sends me this message and she's like, hey, just want to let you know, like, I absolutely love all the photos that we've taken, and to the point where I get more business when I use your photos. And I've shot with lots of photographers. And I was like, damn.
Thanks.
That whole girl next door thing that I've got going on, like
it works.
It works.
It does.
You know?
It does.
And if I can help her get more clients or better clients, then that's great.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing too. And you're right. You're so right. Yes, you're shooting for escorts, but you're giving them a higher product. And
correct.
And you can see escorts or OnlyFans workers that do a lot of content themselves on their phones. You can see the difference. Like, and you can see the difference in the quality of how it kind of puts them forward as well. Like in a professional kind of speaking sense. Because you can take a photo, you know, in the sense of OnlyFans, you can take a photo where they're wearing lingerie, you know, and if it's put forward in a right way, they're gonna get amazing feedback. When if there's a girl that could potentially be completely naked, but it's, you know, it's done poorly, she's not gonna do as well.
Yeah.
But I guess followings like obviously come into a big play as well.
Yeah.
But there definitely is, and it might be, you know, escort content, or it might be OnlyFans content. But at the end of the day, you're right. We're providing a service, a quality service of image, of art that is going to help them in their business, and that's it.
The key word there is quality, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I do know that. I don't know if this percentage is right. Maybe it's 50-50. I don't know. There's a percentage of the client base on OnlyFans that want more personalized, less polished photography.
So it seems more.
So it seems
like
more
they're handing it over straight to. Yeah.
So it seems more, you know, like, oh, I've taken the photo.
Yeah.
And the thing is that if you hire a photographer that has a professional camera, the quality of the photos will always be really high, but you can downgrade your quality.
Yeah.
Right? If you take your photos on your iPhone and you try to upscale the quality, you ain't going to do that.
Yeah, it ain't ever
because the data's not there.
Yeah.
Right? So it's easier to downgrade the quality if you've got quality equipment, you know, and so that's kind of a little bit of an epiphany for people, because they're like, oh, I'm a photographer, or like, oh, I can take photos of myself. Like, why do I need a professional photographer?
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, that's fine. Like, I'm totally fine with you taking your own photos, but when you come to me, you're going to get quality all of the time.
I know, it's crazy because people just don't understand it sometimes. And then you obviously get the clients that they want it free or they want it cheap. Yeah. And it's like, and it's so hard trying to make people understand as well, like, it's not just pushing a button. You know what I mean? We're not just, there's so much goes into it.
Yeah.
Like, so much goes into it. And
if they had 1 ounce of information that goes on in your head for every part of the process that you go through, and they wouldn't be able to cope. Yeah.
And it's the service as well. Like, it's the me showing up. It's the you showing up. It's the, you know, making them comfortable, making it fun, you know, making it something that they're going to, when they get the photos, you know, they're going to have, you know, these look amazing, but also it was such a good shoot. Like, it was a lot of fun. I would definitely go back. Yeah. You know, and that's what I like to pride myself off of as well.
100%.
Like, I don't want it to be, whether I'm shooting with a model, whether I'm doing a wedding, I don't want it to be this formal exchange. I want it to be, I'm kicking it, chilling with you, you're kicking it, chilling with me, and we're gonna create some dope shit. You know what I mean? I just want it to be fun, enjoyable for all parties.
I think definitely keeping things fun. Again, it's all about creating this opportunity to be able to take good photos. And for me, it has always been, as long as we're having fun, then that'll give me every opportunity to take great photos. Yeah. Those in between candid shots, or
love the candid shots.
And I have to, like, I adjust myself depending on what I can pick up. Yep. Like within the first 2-3 minutes of someone coming for a shoot. Yep. If they've had like a hectic day and their energy is a bit low or whatever, like I'll adjust my energy level so it's a little bit lower, and then I kind of like slowly ramp it up, ramp it up, and then we'll, the last or the second last scene of the shoot will probably be like where all the gold is, and then I've had times where I've had to go the opposite. So they've come with so much energy, and I've had to like match their energy and then slowly try to like calm them down, because there's just so much energy like bouncing around.
Yeah. But again, that's what they're paying for. That's the experience to work with someone like that.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be those.
The experience.
100%.
They're paying for the experience.
Yep.
There's what's his name? There's this guy on YouTube, Asian guy. He specializes in like branding and marketing.
Okay.
I'll find him and I'll send you his profile. But he talks about when you have experience, never undersell yourself on your price.
Yeah.
Right. And he goes through and I think he's like doing this workshop, and he's kind of like workshopping this kind of scenario with some students that he's got. And he was saying that, like, and the students were playing the role of like a client wanting a logo design.
Yep.
And he's the designer. Right. And so he was like, and they were talking about price. And they were wanting something cheaper, and he was like, no, well, it's, this amount of time, and it's going to cost you this much. And then they were like, oh, yeah, but we want it really quick, and like, oh, well, I can do it quick, but it's still going to cost you the same, like, and because I've got the experience.
Yeah.
Basically, he was getting to the point where sometimes clients won't understand and be able to measure experience because all they want is speed.
Yep.
And they don't understand the relationship between experience and price.
Yep.
Right? And if you deliver something quickly, that must mean that you don't have the experience, when in actual fact you do.
Yeah.
And that's actually why it's going to cost so much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man. And for a long time I did this. Like, I would undersell myself because I wanted to get the jobs. I wanted to get the clients. I wanted to do all this. And it took me a long time.
I've been there.
Man.
We've done that.
Yeah. And it took me a long time to sort of realize, like, it got to a point where I was like, well, hang on a minute. Like, I'm running out of time. Like, I'm running out of time in the day. I'm working a lot. So then, I put my prices up. And then the same thing happened again. It was, I've invested all this money into software that I'm using, to edit, for all the tools that I'm using, I'm gaining more confidence in my capability to shoot and edit. Price went up again.
Yep.
And then again, it's that one where that there's going to be clients that only want things quick, and they want it done. They want it cheap as well.
Yeah.
But then once you find a good variety of clients, or a good group of clients where you're charging a good price, your full price, and every time you give something to them, they're happy. They're this work is amazing, well done, and that they keep coming back. Whereas you'll find it's the ones that always want things done cheap, that they're always going to have something to say about the work.
And they don't understand the quality.
They don't
understand the relationship between quality and cost, as well as quality and experience.
Yep. Some of my highest paying and some of my much, wealthier clients are they're the most easiest clients.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't ask anything. They say, come in there, do what you want to do, send the invoice off, and then just let us know when it's done.
Yeah.
And I give it to them. They're like, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. They're like, this is really good. Thank you so much. We'll let you know when the next one's on. And then and they just keep coming back. You know what I mean? And I think that's the one of the things as well, is that as soon as you start backing yourself and you realize your own worth and you start charging your own worth and realizing your own value, I think that the better quality of clients and the better quality of work will come to you as well.
Yeah. Your clients will find you.
Yeah, 100%.
Stick your ground.
Yep.
I think though it's being self-taught, it is hard because you're trying to like find your own style.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to create this like portfolio base of what you can do, and then finding the right client that'll pay you the right amount.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a little bit of luck, or it's a little bit of networking, or it's a little bit of like putting yourself in the right position at the right time.
And again, that's kind of where, like, on one hand, I kind of feel like that might be where, like, I'm kind of shorthanding myself a little bit, where I haven't really, like, if you look at the layout on my profile, there's a lot of different kind of like vibes. There might be like, the beach kind of like nice Canon kind of colored, like the nice milky tones.
Yeah.
Nice milky tones. And then, there might be something completely left park and it's something really, really different. So I think on one hand, that's kind of like, I don't have a consistent creative, but at the same time, I do have a consistent creative where it's like anything is the creative.
You want to know what my opinion to that is?
Yeah, let's go.
I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks about how my grid looks like. Because you know what? Whenever your post shows up on my feed, I see one photo.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
There's that whole thing about the 3-3 thing, for your grid. Like, and I totally get it. We are, like, human beings, we're all designers by design.
Yeah.
We all want to create, like, structure and familiarity and yada, 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 all of this, right? But, like, and I've got a photographer, mate, that's always giving me crap about my grid.
Your grid layout?
Yeah. It's messy, da-da-da. I'm like, I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That is one aspect of my photography that I'm like, that line item's been crossed out and chucked in the bin, and the bin's been burnt, right?
Yeah.
It's gone.
And I can agree, because there's no consistency in my shoots.
Yeah.
So I can't, even if I wanted to try and post, that kind of aesthetically pleasing looking grid, I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like, people invite me to collab all the time, so I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to do the wrong thing and not accept.
Yeah.
Because I love that they're inviting me.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's the other aspect of the variety of my grid actually plays to my advantage.
Yeah.
Because if someone new comes to my page, they're like, oh, this guy's like shot with so many different people.
Yeah.
Like on the first 9, like so many different people.
Different people, different vibes.
Different people,
well,
da 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 da. And it's like, oh, okay, he must be like well trusted.
Yeah.
Or, and then they reach out to someone, they're like, yeah, we just like fucking laughed all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's exactly what I want.
That's what you want out of it. 100%.
So this whole 3-3 thing, like I get it. I totally get it. But like, that's where a website is for.
Yeah, okay. Do you have a website? You do have a website.
Yeah.
Like
that's where, if you want to professionally display your portfolio, like that's where you put it. You don't put it on your Instagram grid.
Yes, Instagram grid's random at the moment. Shit's all over the joint.
Yeah.
Which is normally how it is, isn't it?
So who inspires you?
Shit, so many.
Besides Marvel and Sony photographers.
Oh, God. I mean, Corey I've known for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
We had a few mutual friends, and we trained through the same gym, Nitro Gym in Carrum Downs.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember first seeing him there. He would have his smoke machine set up in the middle of the gym while I was training. I'm like, damn, this dude's on some gangster shit. But
he had a smoke machine in the fucking gym.
In the gym.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
That is next level.
I know, he's crazy. But yeah, Corey I've always sort of looked up to because he
actually spoke quite highly of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's nice.
He's like, he's a fucking G.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I got nothing but good things to say about Corey. I feel like we're both very similar as well in the sense of just our personalities. But I've always admired Corey's work. Obviously, it's fucking amazing. But also the way that he goes against the grain. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't care about the algorithm. He doesn't care about what people are going to think, what people are going to say, whether it's spicy, whether it's like, you know, one day it could be a girl in a field of grass. Then the next day it could be a chick in a miniskirt covered in blood with, you know, the light bars set up in an abandoned warehouse. And that's, I like that because I have the similar sort of sense in a creative where I just want to do shit that I think of. If I have an idea, I want to do that. And then if I have a completely different idea the next day, I still want to do that. And I feel like Corey does that so well in a sense that people just recognize he's creative and they kind of see that he's going to do whatever he wants no matter what. So I think that's why I look up to him so much, because everyone's kind of got like this one sort of niche, you know, like fitness photography or boudoir sort of photography, whereas Corey kind of does a bit of everything. And I feel like for me, that's similar to what I do in the sense of, yeah, it changes. It changes. One day it could be a nice, soft, grainy kind of image. The next day it could be a black and white. Then the next day it could be a very grungy, you know, high tone sort of image. And
that's so cool, man.
Yeah, it's just fun. It just keeps it fun.
It's fun, but it also shows like your depth of being an artist.
Yeah.
Not just a creative, like an artist.
Yeah, and I think that just kind of comes down to because one, I just want to do different shit that kind of like, you know, interests
represents
me.
you.
Yeah. And also, yeah, it's literally just how I am. Like you couldn't tie me down for more than an hour. I'll get real fidgety and I just start doing circles around the joint. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I'd say Corey's a big one. And then Jimmy from Jimmy's Projects, he owns Studio M Mornington.
Okay.
He's amazing. So he's only sort of recently sort of popped up in my life. And he is younger than me as well. But he just has...
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, nah, not at all. And, bro, it's crazy because I tell him, I'm like, I look up to you so much. Like, so much. Like, you are the adult in this situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but he's just been...
Sounds like stalker material. Holy shit. Sorry, Jimmy.
I'll stalk Jimmy. I don't give a fuck. But he knows, man. He's just put so much knowledge and time into me. And he is just he has the creative aspect, but he also has such a very good business sense.
Yeah.
But it's not a business sense in the sense of like he wants to make money. It's a business sense in the sense of he wants to help people become better, and he wants to become better all the time as well. He's just a really fucking nice guy, super smart, super knowledgeable. I did a lot of my photo shoots in auto settings before I met. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Just pointed and hoped for the fucking best. And Jimmy helped me a lot.
You're a fucking like Jedi Knight, and then you came across to the dark side and used manual.
Bro, I am a fucking Jedi Knight. I have a fucking lightsaber, and I regularly spin that shit around my lounge room. Regularly. Like, my partner will come home, I'll turn off the lights, babe, check this out. You know that Annie Obi?
Yeah.
I can do the fucking Annie Obi, bro.
Really?
I can do the Annie Obi. Yeah. It was really funny. It was for my...
Have you got a Star Wars outfit?
I don't have a Star Wars outfit, no. I know you do. Yeah. I know you do. And it's fucking awesome.
Mando.
I know you have Mando. I know. I showed my partner. I was like, look at this. She's like, yeah. She's like, why are you showing me this? I'm like, he's a photographer. He's got cool shit too. But no, I would just crap on about lightsabers all the time, bro. all the time. And we got engaged in our engagement party, bro.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We were doing
She secured herself not only a boyfriend but a photographer
for life.
for life.
For life. But for our engagement party, we were doing the speeches, and she got towards the end of the speeches, and she goes, "Oh, could I please have the lights turned off, please?" And I'm like, "What the fuck's going? What's going on here?" And then someone I don't see in the corner of my eye, someone handed her something, and she just goes and whips out a fucking lightsaber. I'm like, what do you mean? So that was my anniversary present. Oh, sorry, my engagement present from her. She bought me a lightsaber.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. She hated it now though because I spin it around. Our house is full of fucking plants, bro. Plants everywhere. I'm telling you, plants everywhere.
Plants are good.
Plants are amazing. I love plants.
They give us oxygen.
They do give us oxygen, but they get in the way of my lightsabering. And I've accidentally chopped a couple of plants up sometimes.
I mean, they'll grow back, and you can use some. You can use the cut up bits as cuttings
There you go.
to start a new plant.
I also have a samurai sword, but
Oh yeah,
that's a bit more dangerous.
yeah,
But it's fun.
yeah.
Props, bro.
Yeah.
Props.
So, if someone came to you and wanted to like start photography, what would you tell them?
Shit. Get a Sony.
Look, we're never. Maybe
sorry.
that's what I should call this fucking episode.
Sony
Sony versus Canon.
Sony versus Canon.
Fuji,
no,
Fuji
I
all the
can't.
way.
I do love Fuji as well. I love Fuji. I love the green. I love the grain.
The there's a Fuji X100 V1 that's
Okay.
come out,
Okay.
and I'm like, what? And then like all these videos about, oh yeah, the last model, the 5 model, like blew up TikTok, blah 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 blah, all this, and I was like, huh, what?
It's just
Did I just like miss this?
It's a money grab, man.
I'm like, voted like #1 travel camera, and I'm like, huh, what? Like I get, it's like old school kind of design and all this, and
It's just that round the neck pocket kind of camera, kind of vibe. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, what Fuji's always going with.
And then I don't know, they're going on about how 40, like a, I don't know. I don't know technical details. Anyway, it's a larger sensor, blah, 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 or image stabilized, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay,
Cool story.
yeah. Like,
What? Wait.
yeah, okay.
What was it?
So the question
How do
was,
we get to this?
the question
Because
was,
I went Sony Canon. My
if
bad.
someone came to you wanting to take up photography, what would you tell them?
I would just tell them to just take your camera everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Take your camera everywhere with you and just take photos. Like if you're going out for drinks with the boys at one of your mates' house, take your camera,
Skateboarding.
take some videos, skateboarding, take your camera. But I would just encourage them to kind of just to shoot what they want to shoot.
Yeah.
Like depending on what kind of circle you're in, like I was very much around the fitness sort of circle when I first started photography. So I thought very much that, a lot of what I should have been doing, a lot of what was popular, a lot of what people liked was that gym kind of style of photography, like the oiled up model in the gym, crop top weights, or at the beach, I always kind of thought that was what needed to be done. So I kind of came into it thinking, okay, cool. So if I want to be good at this is the kind of stuff that I want to do. And then I kind of realized, I'm like, nah, and I guess it's going to take a while for you to find your sort of niche as well.
Your style.
Yeah. But also at the same time, I think that that's one of the best things or the best ways to get that is to just not do anything particular. Like if you think that if you think of one idea and it's completely different to what you think you should shoot, or if it's completely different to what you last shot, just fucking shoot it anyway. Like if you have a crazy idea, do it. Don't not do it just because you think it's a little bit different or a little bit, against the grain kind of thing. Just do it. I find some of the craziest, most random ideas for shoots often make some of the best content.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely think that the idea of shooting lots of different things and taking your camera with you wherever you go is is the best thing to do when you're starting out.
100%.
Because then it helps you kind of like work out what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah, like nighttime,
like,
daytime, video, photography.
Yeah.
I'm doing I'm doing a really cool shoot with Evelyn May. We're just gonna go into a milk bar. She's going to go into a milk bar. She's going to have like maybe 1 to 2 different outfits. And we're just going to go into a milk bar and we're just going to shoot some shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that that's also a good way to shoot as well is do a collaboration. Do a collaboration with a model, someone that's like really chill and really easy to work with. And I've collabed with a lot of amazing models. Evelyn's amazing. Aletha's, she's so cool. And that's the best thing is that they all have creative minds as well in the sense of they'll put their input into the shoots.
Yeah.
They know how they're going to look good, but also they're open to do anything. It's like this one that I'm going to do with Evelyn. We're going to just go into a milk bar late at night and just shoot some real grungy kind of shit, you know, like just have her sitting in one of the aisles, like smashing a bag of chips, you know, cracking open a can of Coke or something and drinking a can of Coke, you know, sitting at the register chewing some bubble gum, you know, but like there's no like sort of set preference. Those are just things that I can think of that we're going to get up to when we get in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's
100%.
just find someone like that, 2-3 hours, video, images, take your time, have fun with it. And the more fun you have with it, the more natural and organic it sort of happens. And you and the model get on that same sort of path and you just start wrapping shit out.
I still do collaborations with
100%.
with people that that I've never shot with before.
Yeah, you have to, bro, you know?
Because I think it's so it is all about kind of like making sure that you get the reps in.
Yep.
You know, because if you ain't getting the reps in, you're not like finessing your style
100%.
or honing in your skills.
Yep.
But also, it's free marketing.
Yeah, that too.
Because they tell someone else, and then that person tells someone else, or like they post a photo, and then then all their friends see it, and it's like, you know what? That's free marketing.
That's true. It's true, and it is, I think, one of the best ways to get your name out there.
Yeah.
But like you said too, like with the reps, it's the same thing. Like if you only do what clients are paying you to do, that's essentially all you're ever going to do. Whereas if you do a collab, you might have an idea and say, you know, find like a nice chilled kickback, laid back model and say, I have this really, you know, crazy idea. Go out to the big drift. You know what I mean? Go out to the big drift and do this amazing concept. Boom, you do that, and then you discover a new creative within yourself. People see that shit. That shit you did with Sam at fucking the big drift, bro. I was like, damn. This motherfucker got there before I did. It looked gangster, bro.
She, to be honest, she was like fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, she's a wild one, isn't she?
Yes and no. She's
I know Sam from way back.
Yeah, she's like so down to earth and like really engaging, but then like just fucking hot.
She's so fun. Yeah, she's so fun to be around.
Yeah.
She's so fun to be around. She's just got that energy about her where like if you're not G'd up, she'll fucking G you up every time regardless.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously in the modeling sense as well, she knows exactly what she's doing.
Oh yeah. 100%.
But she's just one of those models that can just kind of she knows the mission.
Yeah.
And she can just like you can see the energy reflects in the photos. You know what I mean? Like and it's just the whole vibe. Yeah, that's it.
And I was actually at the Big Drift last week.
Yep.
And the sands are changing.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like the hills or the
the dunes.
Oh, really?
Like they're getting bigger.
Really?
Yeah.
Here we go.
And it's fucking like
June inspired photo shoot. Oh my God. Imagine wrapping a chick up in like the outfit that Zendaya wears. Fuck off. Is this what you're doing?
Kind of.
Kind of.
It is a June inspired.
That's cool.
But like the fucking the suits that they wear.
Yeah.
Look, if I had more time, I would go out and buy one.
Yeah.
Because I love my props.
Yeah.
And one, I just love that movie. So it's kind of like, well, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a little bit like that.
That's cool as fuck.
So the model had specifically. So 2 weeks ago, she's like,
would I know the model? Who's what model?
Nah, you wouldn't know. Nah. She was like, oh, I want to do a June thing before the movie comes out. Anyway,
Great idea.
Couldn't align our schedules. Anyway, we're going next week, and she's like, "Do you think I need to get blue contact lenses, or would you do like Photoshop Magic?" And I'm like, probably Photoshop Magic, because then you can kind of make sure that you can actually see it.
Yeah,
Like you're really dependent on the sunlight.
The sunlight, if it's going to reflect in the contacts.
Yeah, and getting the angles right.
Yeah.
So I just save your money and I'll just do Photoshop Magic.
Yeah.
But
that's exciting, bro. I'm keen for that one.
yeah.
I am keen for that one.
Yeah.
That'll be dope.
The shoot I did there last week, I think it was like yesterday or the day before, I posted a reel of just kind of like all the videos and stuff, and I just fucking love the cinematic stuff. You know?
Fuck Tarantino, bro.
Yeah,
like Michael Bay, like Transformers and stuff like that. And then, fuck.
All right, we're gonna go into DC and Marvel.
Oh, okay, let's go DC Marvel. All right.
DC really fucked it because I think they went too far on the politically correct side. They should have gone with Zack Snyder's version.
So, love Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Everything's rushed though. Everything is very, very, very rushed with Zack Snyder. So, there's no build up. There was no character development. There was scenes where if they were built up right, that would have been epic fucking scenes. But because they were such loud, powerful scenes, one after the other, they didn't have the magnitude of the hit that they could have had. DC is amazing. I've read Marvel comics since I was a fucking kid, like 8 years old, man. Like I've still got comics from when I was a kid. Always been a Marvel fan. I can respect DC. I've always liked DC. But I think that obviously Marvel's had their history of, like Blade, the first Spider-Man, all the sort of movies that they did in the earlier days. But then when this Marvel Cinematic Universe came together, they could do no wrong. Every single movie was amazing. Tying Iron Man in with Thor in with Captain America in with the Hulk, they could do no wrong. Whereas then you had DC, and they're doing Batman with Christian Bale, which was one pace. It was fourth gear, and then they did another one with Robert Pattinson, which was second gear, completely different preset used, completely different tone. Robert Pattinson's Batman was by far my favorite. I feel like he did an amazing Batman, shit Bruce Wayne, but also I think the whole tone of the movie was right.
Yeah.
It was the first time Joker, it was the first time they've made two different movies in two different universes that have had the same sort of tone where they could link them together. Because every Marvel movie, it's been the same tone. It's been the same pace, same tone, and they all fit together well. Whereas DC, everything's all over the joint. Like Robert Pattinson's Batman isn't going to match, say, the fucking Cyborg from, Justice League or Aquaman. Yeah. It's different. Aquaman's like a Disney film, and then the Robert Pattinson Batman is, like a fucking, like a Michael Bay kind of film.
Yeah.
So
it's got to do with the timeline.
Yeah.
Marvel was really smart at having like a timeline, a sequence of, movies and stuff like that. Whereas I think DC doesn't have a timeline.
They don't.
There's no timeline.
And you look at how many times they've done Batman.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for. Like, the more fucking Batman, the better.
Yeah.
But I just mean, like, how credible can you be, and how can you try to get viewers' engagement when you've done Batman 5 times over? You know what I mean?
Like the last Christian Bale Batman, he fucking left the mansion and went off with his girl.
Was that your favorite, the Christian Bale Batman?
Nah. I did like him in The Dark Knight when Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people.
Was Joker.
Yeah. A lot of people find that was the best one.
But to have that storyline go, oh well, he's going off with his girl now.
Yeah.
And then boom, next thing you know, Robert Pattinson's back.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, huh? What?
Yeah,
where's this fucking storyline going?
Yeah.
It's a whole new book. It's a whole new character with some elements of, similarity.
Well, have you seen the second Joker that's coming out soon? Lady Gaga's playing Harley Quinn,
Oh yeah.
and it's going to be a bit of a musical. Yeah, which could be good, or they could fuck it. Because the Joker came out, and I was like, "Fuck yes," because it felt so real. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like a superhero or supervillain movie. It sounded like
he's a fucked actor.
Yeah, he's so good, isn't he?
Good.
He's so good. Love him. So it could be good, or they could butcher it. But
he was so good in Gladiator.
Loved him in Gladiator.
I'm like, bro, yeah.
What was his name in that? Wasn't Caesar? No, it wasn't Caesar. Was it? Some fuckwit.
Nah,
he was a dog, but
yeah,
he's a piece of shit. I'm so keen. I'm so keen for the new, because obviously Marvel as well. Like, fucking love Marvel, but they have butchered it.
Yeah.
Since Endgame, butchered it, and there was Endgame finished. You know, fucking Iron Man's dead. Thanos is defeated. Captain America.
You know he's coming back.
I have heard Josh Brolin's coming back.
Oh no! Iron Man.
Oh, Iron Man. Really? Well, apparently even Thanos is coming back.
How am I not surprised?
Yeah. Well, multiverse. You know.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
They're just like,
That's how
they just
Iron Man-
create this fucking multiverse where anything can happen. I was like,
yeah. And when that happened, I loved that. I loved that idea. I was like, fuck yeah, cool. Like multiverse, this is kind of cool. This could work.
4 Spider-Mans in the one movie though? Sorry, three Spider-Mans? I'm like,
fucking jacked my dick off to that, bro. Fucking, I loved that. I was touching myself. Andrew Garfield.
it's too much.
Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, all in the same frame.
Let me just go get you some tissues.
I don't need them, mate. Just spider webs all over the No, I loved it. And I really hope. Did you watch the series? Because when Endgame finished, they brought out Falcon and Captain America.
Yeah, I watched Falcon. Yep.
Yes, they brought out Falcon, Captain America. They brought out the Hawkeye spin-off.
Yep.
Loki.
Yep.
WandaVision.
Yep.
So all of those came out.
Hang on, wasn't WandaVision before? I think WandaVision was before the second.
I think WandaVision
before Endgame. Because I remember watching it and I was like,
the TV series.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
It may have
because
been.
you didn't know anything about Vision.
Yeah, that's right.
You didn't know anything about Vision. You're like, there's this character, but like, where's the fucking movie on?
Yeah, So that was, I liked that. I liked that they kept the Marvel Cinematic Universe going with those small series. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm like, Marvel's fucking cooking again. Marvel's doing some gangster shit.
Yeah.
And then one movie came out, the second movie came out, and they're all absolutely dog shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, man? But the Deadpool and Marvel, the Deadpool and Wolverine one could possibly save the whole Marvel universe.
Yeah,
so,
I think it will.
Yeah, so obviously we've never seen Wolverine, Professor Xavier, Deadpool, or any of the Fantastic Four until recently. We've never seen them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's because Sony had rights to that.
Yeah.
And why would Sony sell it back? You know what I mean? Like, and Spider-Man as well until recently. But you can tell, like Venom, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, all the X-Men movies, they're all Marvel, but they all have such a different pace and such a different vibe. Like, you can't put Venom into the same category as like Captain America. You know what I mean? It's just a very different kind of vibe. So I'm hoping that now Marvel's grabbed onto X-Men and Deadpool. I'm hoping that that's going to really blow shit up, because there's the TVA from Loki, the Time Variant Agency. They're in Deadpool, which is opening them up to that Marvel Cinematic Universe again. But I've heard some cool shit. Apparently, Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively. So there's a scene in the trailer where you see Deadpool with the 2 Uzis.
Yeah.
In the comics, Deadpool never uses Uzi. He uses just 2 pistols. In the comics, She-Pool used Uzis. So it's like a variant of Deadpool, but it's a girl, and she has a blonde ponytail coming out the top, and she always uses Uzis. And then you look closely at the gloves, and the gloves are different to the gloves that Deadpool's wearing. And then Ryan Reynolds posted something, and then he captioned it, "Did you see my wife?"
Oh yeah, that was a Super Bowl thing.
Yeah. And he captioned it, "Did you see my wife?" So people are saying that there is going to be a female variant of Deadpool, and Blake Lively is going to play
Fuck,
that Deadpool.
That'd be sick.
I know, wouldn't it be awesome? And those are the things that make me so excited because that's like what Marvel has been so good at. Just like dropping little Easter eggs like that.
The again, it just comes down to this creativity piece, and like if you limit your own creativity, then you're kind of stuck. But when you realize that creativity is limitless, like, and you can open up so many different things to do so many different things and to touch so many people's, like own minds. It's why, I think from a photography point of view, like I've done boudoir for years and I keep doing it because people keep wanting it. You know, people keep wanting that voyeuristic shot through the doorway, or
in the foreground. I like those ones that you do. I like those are probably some of my favorites that you do when you're peeking through the door.
I knew that was going to
What
stop.
happened? More recording. What does it say? Movie recording start. Is that SD cards full or? We have some more technical difficulties. Yeah, we've been talking for a while now, haven't we?
Right.
This is what happens when two like-minded people get together.
It's been over 2 hours.
Damn. Is that the longest?
That's the longest.
That's the longest, my man. My man. Should we wrap it up then?
Yeah.
Go. Hit me with like a closeout question or.
How can people find you on social media?
How can? Is this where I drop my handle?
Okay, last question. What would you say is one of your biggest strengths and biggest weaknesses or opportunities?
Oh, I think one of my biggest strengths.
We're going deep.
Yeah, we are going deep on the last question too, man. Damn. I think one of my biggest weaknesses. One of my biggest weaknesses is that I can be very kind, somewhat too kind sometimes. And my dad was also very much the same. And I think sometimes, whether it be like I'm just in the shopping center and like I'll hold a door for someone and they don't say thank you. Or like I'll go to walk around a corner and I'll stop and then they'll walk past and they don't say thank you.
Yeah.
Like just those kind of like sort of situations, but also like with work as well. Like I can be a bit of a pushover sometimes and I can hand over more content for no extra charge sort of thing, which kind of hurts me in a way where it's going to be expected. You know what I mean? So I think that might be one of my weaknesses.
I think that's also a superpower though.
Yeah, you're right. But you use it too much and people are going to take advantage of it sort of thing,
Yeah, people only take advantage of it if they don't appreciate it.
Yeah,
I think.
that's true.
Like if someone appreciates it, then they will give you something, whether or not it's, a tip or like extra money as a result of a job that you did.
Yeah, I've done it before where like I did a wedding and I had the client bought me and my partner like a day at a winery.
Yeah.
Like it was like our own like table, you spend like 4 hours there, you get like a 3-course meal kind of thing. Amazing. I've had clients so happy with an hour's photo shoot with a model that she paid a little bit of extra money. But then I have, I try and save normally anywhere from like 5 to 7 days turnaround, depending on how busy I am. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But I've given content to someone like 3 days after doing the shoot, and it was all of their images. And I told them, it's going to be like a week. But I was like, I got a little bit of extra time. I'll stay up a little bit later. Like I know they were really looking forward to this. I'll get like all their images to them, bar the reels. I'll get it to them really quick. Got them the images. No thank you. There was no thank you. It was just, what about the videos? And I was just like, fuck, man. And like I said nothing. Like I didn't say anything. I just said, look, I've just kind of speed tracked these images to you. The reels, are going to take like the week, And then they just said, okay, and I'm kind of just like, well, that kind of sucks, like that sucks a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It does suck. but I would think that you've done that many times.
Yeah.
You kind of know the MO.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you know.
100%. But it's just...
every single time that type of shit happens to me, I always think to myself, I actually really feel sorry for this person because they don't understand.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't understand how long it takes. They don't understand the craft that's gone into it. They don't understand how many man hours I've put into, getting it to the point where I can get them, all the very next day,
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm making excuses for them. It's just that I think that people have a preconceived idea on what they think. So that they have like different expectations based on their own experiences.
Yeah.
And unfortunately these bad boys here haven't done us any good because everybody thinks that they're a photographer.
I know.
And everybody thinks that the quality that they're going to get should be, really quick.
Yeah,
and
really
all
fast.
this type of stuff, right? Instant gratification, all of that. And so I just feel really sorry for them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know what? Like this shit's going to take me as long as it takes me.
Yeah. And that's
at the end of the day.
That's the thing too, like like it's gonna take as long as it takes, mate.
Yeah.
Just chill out. Like it's not like I'm putting it aside and I'm over here, smoking a cigar, enjoying myself.
Yeah.
I'm there's a list.
It's also like so later on today I was supposed to do a shoot and I messaged the model last night, hey, we're still on. She's like, oh, really sorry, can't come. Just got into a massive argument with my partner, blah, blah, blah. I was like, instead of me getting upset, I'm just like, it's all good.
Yeah.
I apologized for making trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, no, you don't need to apologize. I should be apologizing because I didn't think that it was going to be an issue.
Yeah, like he's going to
And I was like, okay, cool, all good. Like, it's fine.
Don't stress about it.
I've already booked another shoot.
Good.
I've got like more editing to do. Like, it's all good.
Yeah, if I get a cancellation, I'm not too fussed, to be honest. Like if I have more time, extra time to edit, I'm happy, bro. Like I said earlier, to have a whole day sitting down at the desk editing, that's good.
Yeah.
It feels so good at the end of the day to just come out of there having everything done.
Exactly. The first part of that question was, what is your biggest strength?
My biggest strength probably me biceps, right? No.
Actually, I forgot to ask. Did you ever try peptides?
What's peptide? No.
No?
Steroid?
No, they're not steroids.
No, what's peptide?
They're just like another category of amino acids.
Nah.
No?
I mean, my first competition I did, I went into the supplement store and I bought absolutely fucking everything. The pre-workout, the protein, the creatine, the L-carnitine, the amino acids, everything. Second competition I did, I went to My Chemist Warehouse. I bought a $50 tub of protein powder. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you fucking need.
Yeah.
That's all you need, man. It's just supplements are just a money grab, bro. There are some good ones there.
Yeah, there are some good ones.
But anyway, so
it depends on your lifestyle.
It does. So
so your strengths
my strengths,
not just your biceps.
Not just my biceps. I think
this has to be, I think, the funniest podcast I've done so far.
I mean, my legs are pretty strong too.
Hey, shit. Hey, you got moths.
I got moths.
Yeah, you got moths.
Oh my God, you sound like my dad. You sound like my dad. You are a dad. I'd wear a ripped pair of jeans. Dad's like, how much did you spend on them? I bet you $150. He's like, I've got some in the wardrobe I've had for years. You can have them. They're designer. Okay.
When's your birthday?
July 14th.
I'll get you some mothballs.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And those fucking silverfish things.
Oh, they're gross.
Because those things will eat you through your clothes
They're fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
No, my biggest strength, I would like to think just my personality, I think.
Solid.
Yeah, solid. I think it just favors me because I can talk to anyone and I will stop and if someone at the shopping center or the grocery store sort of gives me the time of day, I'll stop. I'll say, hey, how you going? I'll have a chat with them and my partner's standing there can we go? She's like, you can talk to anyone. And I think that's my biggest strength in the sense of You know, someone coming into a photo shoot, if they are new to it and they feel slightly uncomfortable, you know, I kind of just talk shit, just make them feel comfortable.
Yeah,
you know,
ease them into it.
Yeah, and I'm not phased on. Like, there's rarely a situation where I can go into a situation like, oh, I feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't really know what to say kind of thing. Like, I just get very curious. I like asking questions. And I feel like that's just the best segue to, you know, having conversation with people and, you know, making people feel comfortable.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think that would probably have to be.
I think people also, like, forget the fact that to be a good photographer, you need a bit of a personality.
100%.
Because you need to be able to relate to people and you need to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
And if you can't communicate, then you've got, again, it's all about this, give yourself the best opportunity to take the best photos. And if you can read the room and apply an approach or a method to change the vibe of what's going on, like in your example, if someone's not feeling easy about the shoot, like you just talk shit to them and, you know, like you just have a good time and ease them into it, then that's the approach that you use. 100%. And that's what you've worked out with your formula of success, you know?
I feel like that's the best way to do it, is to just kind of picture it as just you're just chilling with someone and you're just going to take some pictures of some cool shit, rather than making it like this big formal exchange sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's just, we're just going to vibe out. We're just going to take some pictures, talk some shit,
you
know, and then it just becomes easy after that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, it was so good to fucking have you on the
podcast.
podcast.
Thank you for having me on the podcast. Thank you so much.
It's been a fucking wild conversation.
I know it has. We've talked some shit.
We've talked a lot and we've had technical issues, but then hopefully I'll be able to fix those technical issues up.
You know how you can fix those technical issues? Just buy a fucking Sony, mate. And I will never be back on this podcast again. I will never be welcomed back again.
I'll have you back. I'll have you back at the end of the year. We'll do like a year in review.
That.
How did the year go?
That'd be cool. We can talk about.
Fuck yeah.
We can talk about all the trips. We can talk about your June photo shoot that you're gonna do. I'm so excited for that.
I'm going to Queensland in March, doing a collab house up there.
That's fucking cool.
Doing a fucking nightclub.
That's fucking cool.
Fucking doing. Hopefully, I'm still waiting on the details, but doing a fight night.
What?
Yeah, boy.
What? Wait, with Demolition, Hex?
No.
You can't announce it?
No.
Okay, we're going to keep it on the DL. We'll do this off. Off podcast. That's exciting though. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's fucking.
That's cool.
Yeah, so like she's just like fucking happening,
that's good,
right?
Bro. Congratulations.
Hopefully do some stuff with Playboy this year as well.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah.
Do some stuff together as well this year. We need to do a collab. We need to do something. Something
Yeah.
cool.
I got a few ideas.
Yeah. We'll get our brains cooking. We'll do something really cool where we can just fucking get something real creative happening.
So how can people find you? What's your social media?
Just Instagram, really. I don't have a website, which I don't know. I'm a very simple man. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you want to do some shoots, let's do some shoots. You know, just holler at
What's
me.
the Instagram name? I'll have the fucking thing come up.
Busy Creative.
Busy Creative.
So models hit me up at Busy Creative.
Amazing.
And if you have anything else, doing e-com shoots, weddings, project developments, Busy Creative Media.
Boom.
That's my jams.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Well, thanks again for coming along.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me, bro. Thank you.
And thanks everyone for listening in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and catch you guys on the next one.
See ya.
Thank you.
That, bro.